It is very humbling for me to speak immediately after His Excellency President Petro Diaz. I'm saying this because when he came to African Union the last time to bid farewell to his brothers and sisters, he spoke the same way, with openness and frankness. And we who are the younger one, who are operative of the commission and others who are invited, the officers from different countries, who are all overtaken by love and appreciation. And I'm saying this because this is the time now for our leaders, because our heroes, we don't have them with us, but their spirit are with us. But we have our leaders who have been working with our heroes, our forefathers, for struggle for Africa and our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. So we follow their footsteps, and I'm so happy to read from his bio that he is willing to also be a mentor, also to be able to bring joy and also to motivate other leaders and other young leaders. Young leaders are the leaders for today and tomorrow. Thank you very much, sir. I was asked today to come and meet my family. I always said the diaspora is my family. And I'm happy to see all of them who have been working with me since we opened our office. Today it was a joy for me to see a lot of them who have not seen them for a long time. So this conference, I believe it will come out with very, very important deliberation. Now the theme of this panel is the future of democracy and development in Africa and the Caribbean. And this theme bears specific significance for us because it comes during the time when we're all celebrating, commemorating the 50th anniversary of African Union, from OAU to IU. And the theme for this 50th anniversary is Pan-Africanism and African Renaissance. Pan-Africanism, it has been, again, debated so that we can come out with a new reflection of how to engage ourselves to follow the spirit of Pan-Africanism. This celebration has provided us with an excellent opportunity to take stock of the key milestone of the past 50 years and to plan for long-term perspective that will guide the future development of the continent for the next 5 decades. We did this anniversary, celebrate and commemorate with pride. With pride because we have seen a lot of change, a lot of development. We did a pragmatic assessment of the challenge still faced by the continent. And with the new acknowledgement of the vital importance of Pan-African solidarity toward achievement of a brighter future for the people of the continent and our diaspora. I would like just to remind you by quoting my chairperson, Madam Zuma, our new chairperson, when she said, during the commemorative speech she did in Addis Ababa, she said, we are confident that we have today a window of opportunity to set Africa on the path towards integration, prosperity, and peace. She is reinforcing the objective and the vision of our leaders. She is reminding us what we are here for, what are our spirit, because African integration is the spirit of all Africans and in the diaspora. We have confidence, and what do we get this confidence? The confidence is founded on sustained economic growth of the last decade. Before, people talk about Africa with a lot of negative sort of words. But now all those our critique, our friends, our foes, they now talk about Africa as a continent of hope. Africa is also home to 7 of the fastest growing economies in the world. Some countries are recording impressive growth rates. A small number of the countries are claiming the status of emerging countries. But the confidence is also grounded on the important improvement in human development indicators, steady progress in democratic governance, and creating peace and stability, which is very, very crucial. The robust economic performance of the continent is having a considerable effect on socio-economic condition and human development in general. As His Excellency said, this economic development has to also be able to support human development of the continent. So we are seeing a lot of development in some countries, and some countries that are among the 7 countries who are now enjoying or who are now moving toward higher development, to move from low-income countries to middle-income countries. However, we have to admit that considerable ground is yet to be covered in consolidating the gains so far made and in guarding against relapse, whether in the process of democratization or in the sustainability of development strides. I firmly believe that we cannot achieve development without real democracy and human rights. Democracy and good governance provide a solid foundation for building a more prosperous Africa. Economic prosperity, cooperation, and integration can only be achieved in an environment that is peaceful, stable, and secure. Over the last 2 decades, we have seen momentous change to the political landscape. Now I want to talk about political landscape and how democratization and the future of Africa under the foundation of democracy and governance. The development we have seen has not taken place in a vacuum. It has taken place with the context of the African Union effort aimed at consolidating democracy on the continent. We cannot deny that African continent has reached a democratic juncture, even if numerous deficits still exist. Many countries now, they are conducting a transition during election in a peaceful manner. We have seen in a number of countries that they've achieved successful election. Even the recent one for this year, we have seen also the election went successfully. It was fair and transparent. Many of the elections that took place this year. Over the last 12 years, AU has adopted important instruments, and these instruments seek to set norms and standards for democratic governance in our member states. The first one is the Constitutive Act of the African Union. Before, when we have OAU, there are some limitations, there are some restrictions for African Union to intercede or to interact with the member state under difficult circumstances. But when African Union was created, the Constitutive Act provided a lot of power to African Union to be able to intercede when there is a problem, and also to interact and to interrupt any possibility of insecurity or maybe possibility of war. The Act declares that the Union shall promote democratic principle and institution. This is Article 3G. With this article, the African Union uphold the basic democratic principle that elections are a legitimate method of transfer of power. And this is very important because sometimes some countries, people tend to forget the importance of democracy and election. And also, the democratic manner of expressing popular sovereignty in a representative democracy. We are also seeing now some countries, but trying to say there's a popular need, a popular rising, that they are seeing that the country has to move to other direction. We are saying as African Union, we recognize that election and peaceful transfer of power is very, very important. Therefore, sustainable democratic governance in Africa requires political stability, peace, and security. These are the main key for successful implementation, for successful democracy to be in our countries. There are other various AU instruments that have been adopted. For instance, the one in Lome, the 2000 Lome Declaration on the framework of an AU response to unconstitutional change of government. This is the framework, this is the declaration that really gives African Union power to sanction a member state when they try to change government through unconstitutional changes of government. We have several examples that we can give during our interaction. We can give if you like to know what we did and what's the situation. And then we have the 2002 protocol relating to the establishment of the Peace and Security Council of the African Union. This is because we have African Union Peace and Security Architecture that has provided council and others. At the same time, we have a Charter on Democracy, Election, and Governance of January 2007. This charter is very important. It was officially operated in terms of member states last year, 2012. So this charter now is operating, and we believe member states, when they go through election, they have to follow this charter. I would also like to talk about, briefly, about democracy building and consolidation. Is very, very important to have institutions. If you don't have institutions, for instance, you talk about election, you need to have a free election body, election commission, which is free and independent. There are other institutions that are very important to be able to build democracy. We, from our part, from African Union, we have created the peer review mechanism to be able really to review and to see our countries to what extent they have moved, and now they have a democracy in place, and they also have good governance and also transparent government. Now, what is important in the future? When we talk about the future, we talk about economic growth and transformation. As I said before, we have really achieved for the last 10 years successful in terms of development. As I said, some countries have also even surpassed in terms of economic growth other countries in the developed world. But what is important is to be able to really achieve our aspirations and vision. As I said, to build institutions that can enable us to pass through and to reach 21st century in a higher level of human development, and also in terms of having all the countries under the democratic management or democratic governance. Therefore, we in African Union, we believe during this anniversary, it gave us opportunity now to really shape our vision, to refocus our vision, and also to sharpen our objective so that we can be able now to have a framework that will push us further towards integration and also towards what you call the political union that we aspired from 1963. Therefore, what is going to happen? What is our vision? Our vision is to be able to reach 2063 so that Africa will be the next growth pole. This is our vision, and the continent, this is a continental vision. At the same time, our member states, they also are supposed to also have a vision that will all push us together towards our vision of integrated, peaceful, and prosperous Africa. I would like to end here. Thank you so much, and I hope we will continue to deliberate on these issues. They are very, very important for our life, and also very important for our young people, because they are the ones who have to come out, who have to embrace democracy and governance, and also we have to give them or to provide a culture for peace and security. Thank you.